Thank you so much, Helga, for agreeing to get a reading. And we're going to start with an opening prayer, and then you're going to give me your question, okay? All right, so if you want, you can put your hands on your heart. That's what I usually do, just so I can focus. We seek sacred guidance. We open our hearts and minds to a higher influence, and we imagine before us a direct, radiant link from our conscious mind to our higher selves, our spirit, and all the divine forces of the universe. May this sacred connection now speak to us through these cards, and may the messages we receive be clear, truthful, and aligned with our highest good, and so it is. Excellent. So I'm going to have you just give me just a quick, just describe what you would like guidance with.
It's basically what else do I need to do, or maybe what I'm doing wrong, because I've been doing a lot of work on myself and, healing work, and I feel stuck. It seems that nothing that I want is really here.
Mm.
See, like for instance, I've been I would love to have my own home so I don't have to move every year when the lease goes up. So I'm still renting. I don't have a home, and I haven't been able to do some things that I would really love to, and those are things that I really wanted to have or to do for a very long time. Some of them are decades. So I'm like, I have decades of unanswered prayers, and I think I'm a good person, and I'm really like facing my demons, doing the healing work and a lot of introspection. But I don't know what else to do. It's just things are not happening. Like the opportunities that I seek are not there. I get a ton of, doors slammed in my face. I want to attract people who are supportive, but I keep attracting toxic people. And it's so frustrating, I just like, I don't know what else to do. When you feel that you're doing everything you possibly can and you're just sowing the seeds and nothing is sprouting. And it's just this frustration. It's like, what is missing? What do I need to do? What else do I need to do? It's basically that, because I feel stuck.
Okay. Thank you for that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now shuffle the cards. I'm just sort of going through, unless you'd like for me to pick them, that would be fine too.
Oh, would you do that?
Absolutely.
That would be great.
So I'm just going to, we already did our prayer. So we are trusting that the right cards will come through. Okay. So I'm going to flip them over and are you able to see the cards from where you are?
You can see that.
There we go. All right. So oftentimes when I do the reading, I will do each one separately, and then what will begin to happen is that the message will become like one total message using all of those three, and it just sort of happens organically. So, and it starts very choppy at first, so you'll see, and then it just starts flooding out. So with the flower is about beauty and about what I'm getting with the flower is about focus. And focus, I'm gonna actually pin just this. Actually it's okay. Everyone's fine. So it's just about beauty and focusing. And like what I'm getting a sense of is like this hand that's shifting your chin over to a different focus. So, spirit is acknowledging that you are uh, creating beauty. You are creating beauty. but that your the focus is still like not fully engaged in um, beauty. And beauty is coming through not as like a physical beauty or any of that stuff. It's about the qualities of life that make life worth living. So that's what beauty is in this reading. And um, the guidance that's coming through with that is um, kind of this gently moving your chin over so that your focus is on the things that make life worth living. And so, Spirit is acknowledging that you are a creator of all that, but that you need to kind of step into it for you within you. There's like this sort of detachment where like you're creating I know that you're also a content creator, so that's what I'm thinking also, like the creating. So you're creating all this beauty, but that you're not allowing yourself to experience. Um, I see sort of like this 1 foot forward, and one foot is in there, but the other foot is not fully like engaged into it. Which is interesting that this comes in here. With this, there's many different interpretations of the footsteps. The one that I'm getting very strongly for right now is like not compassion. When I get the wrong word, I get a instant correction. It's like patience, but also pacing. Um, and being in the moment and like enjoying the moment. So I'm being shown, and then this is a part of the reading where so much comes through, and it's like there's so much coming through. So you're creating like being shown you creating content, and that at some point it became like a not like you're not enjoying it, or that you're not in the moment anymore. So um so when that stops happening, then it's no longer good for you. So to be in the moment. Um, and also kindness, like the whole idea of pacing and I'm being shown that there's like this expectation of like tit for tat. And so there's this sort of expecting that's going on. So there's an impatience. And and I'm being shown like you need to move that over. I'm sorry, I don't know if you've seen me gesturing, but you need to like move that over and and not focus on that as much, but more in the moment. What is happening in the moment? How does your body feel in the moment? Are you in joy in the moment? And it's make it really about you. And at the moment, it's a good thing that you're not creating for others, because it should start with creating for you and your heart. You should start with you and what fills your heart, which is kind of interesting that this came through, which is a candy. And like what feels amazing to you? What do you gravitate towards? What really um like we all love candy, even if we're not allowed to eat it, right? So it's like, what do you love? And it has to start with you. It has to start with you and the things that resonate with you. And the minute it stops doing that, you need to stop doing it. Like it's a larger message that I'm also getting is that um there's a wall, like you are in a little cocoon and you are lovingly creating for others. You're lovingly creating and sending love from that cocoon. Does that make sense? So you're creating from that cocoon, um, and that spirit is inviting you to open that cocoon. And I know I can feel it that you already feel like you've given a lot, like you give a lot. So you feel a little like, wait a minute, like what? Like I have to give more now. I have to give more. But spirit is inviting you to be part of that, re, re, like you're giving, but you're also receiving your own love. And that is not happening. You're not allowing yourself to taste your own like fruits of your labor, which is the love that you're giving. You're not, it's like there's a deserving issue there, like a deserving. And and it's basically saying if you feel like you need to work hard to deserve love, then that's not the equation that needs to be happening. Like spirit is like, you deserve love without all that effort. So you need to, if you're doing it for that, you need to not do it. Okay. You need to do it for this. There's a candy right here. It's like, it's what feels good to your heart. So I'm going to draw a picture for you because it's coming through as a photo, as a picture. So this is you right here. And so you're creating for others, right? You're creating for others. And, you're in here, you are in your cocoon. So this person is getting the love. Everyone's getting love, but there's no cycle. No
Mm-hmm.
cycle happening. So that's why you're feeling so tired. And so um like just like a plant that has run out of nutrients. You're not getting the nutrients that this should have given you. So they're inviting you. I know again, I'm being warned that there's a resistance there on your part as far as like this opening up. So open this up, and this needs to be love. So for now, forget this out here and start with all this. You're starting here. And when that feels safe and that feels replenished, you only give when you want. You only give when you want. And when okay, it's not an equation though, they're saying. Okay, don't think about it that way. You only give when you want, and and like it needs to start from here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not an equation. It's not like I'm giving this, and if you give me this, that's not an equation. It's just that you're so overfilled with love. There's so much there that you're only giving out when it's full and it feels aligned, and it feels like it's aligned. Um, and that's how you're not going to feel depleted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also strength will come from that. Um, there's a certain strength that's going to come from uh, only giving when there's love in your heart. Because what's going on is that there's a lot of shoulds. And well, whatever started with love, but then it became a should. And the shoulds really weigh you down. So, which is why these two things are here. Like the flower is very much speaks about um, only turning and focusing on things that, are like make life worth living. And a flower is it's only beautiful for a very short time. So it's about the present moment and about just um not clinging to um not clinging to everything being the same all the time. You really need to be in the moment and like just enjoy it now and don't worry about the should of tomorrow, you know. So if you tomorrow feel like you have a video and you want to share it,
Mm-hmm.
do it, but then don't make it like where you have to do a video every day
Mm-hmm.
because then it's no longer this.
Right.
It's no longer the beauty of the inspiration that happened because you heard a song or you're in love or you pet a puppy or you had a good day. It's no longer about that, right? Um, and this again, going back to kindness, it's like spirit is showing me the almost relentless sort of militaristic sort of approach that you have towards yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like the word militaristic did come through very strongly. And it's almost like you are so incredibly kind and loving and patient with others, but your expectations for yourself are just again like almost brutal. Like
Yeah.
and those two words did come through, militaristic and brutal. And so kindness, pacing, not everything is going to just be like, I do this and I get this, you know. Um, don't do that because if you're only doing something when you're in this situation where there's love in your heart, you never have to worry about what comes back because you are doing it for you.
Yeah.
So you're just giving for you, and then you close up and you heal and you rest and no shoulds. There's no shoulds. So they're showing me erase should for you, at least until you are feeling stronger. Because right now, what you're doing is that you're doing this to yourself. They're showing me this cycle that's just going and going and going, and it's depleting all your reserves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when the pacing part that came through as well is there's also like no, not no compassion, but almost like harshness of words towards self.
Mm-hmm.
There's a harshness towards self. Um, and your guides are the guides are interesting. They're like, if you could see what we see, and
Mm-hmm.
that is like that's like um it's like you see the beauty in others so clearly, and they're acknowledging that very sweet and like just full of love, like you just come to the table with your heart. They're acknowledging that you come to the table with your heart. Like you see a puppy, when you're excited, you see your they're acknowledging your um the way that you see beautiful things anew. You're never tired of seeing beautiful things anew. I don't know how I've never even spoken that way, but you're never tired of seeing that. And so they want you to turn that mirror to you. And that's why they're saying, I wish you could see the way we see you, because they see you that way, like excited and like just, so so much compassion and love towards you, and the fact that you are deserving of that without having to do a thing, without
Right.
having to do a thing. So definitely like the pacing, compassion, kindness, both in thought and in words. Um, I see this like kind of like, how when you're running, you go, and you break. They want you to break. They want you to have a hard break. Um, a hard break in the way that you're addressing you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, a hard break. Because they're acknowledging that others might hurt you, but not as much as you were hurting yourself.
Right.
And I don't know, I know I didn't notice you were writing any questions, but if you have any questions, I can give you more information.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I think it has a lot to do with my upbringing.
Hmm.
It was always like, um, it was a very Spartan upbringing.
That's an interesting word to use.
It
I haven't heard that in a long, long time, that word.
was militaristic. So was growing up. I
Ah.
never celebrate any of my achievements. I had to just keep going so that I would stop momentum. And it was all about achieving and achieving and achieving all the
Hmm.
as if it's almost like you're riding a bike. If you stop pedaling, you're going to fall. So I had
Mhm.
like, and nowadays, I think it's pretty much this way. Like, I feel that if I don't do things, nothing's gonna happen. If I don't make,
Yeah.
and I think that's one of the reasons why I feel unsupported and tired. I think, I'm like, oh, I wish I could have some help.
Hmm.
That would be good. I feel exhausted at times, not only because of all the work that I have to do to support myself, but it's almost like I don't I think I forget to celebrate things
Hmm.
when I get them, like, oh, okay, all right, so what's next? What else do I need to do? You
Hmm. Wow. Yeah, um the footsteps makes a lot more sense now in relation to what you're saying with the militaristic, and that's why the word pacing came through then. Well, pacing is you can stretch something out, an experience over time. Like you're saying, you had let's say you had an accomplishment and it didn't last in you. So that's this card right here speaks about like stop and smell the roses. Like just stop. Like I just earned this thing. I just got, someone just said something positive to me, or I got this many followers, or maybe I just took this course and I passed it, whatever the accomplishment that you're speaking of, it's about this one is about this flower is not going to be here very long. Like you want to see a picture of it later, you want to look at it now when it's alive and here in the moment. So that's kind of interesting.
so true. I got a teaching opportunity. That was a dream come true. I couldn't believe it when I got it. I was like, but then it was like, okay, what do I need to do? Prepare first class. I didn't celebrate on anything. It was straight into planning and
Mm.
getting in. And I didn't, it's a blind spot for me. I only realized it now that I didn't even celebrate or anything. And I'm so happy to be there, and having the opportunity to teach at this place. It really makes my heart sing, but it's a blind spot. Till then, I was like, oh, I didn't celebrate that at all. So yeah, it makes sense. That was interesting.
Yeah, and that's also like this one right here, like celebrating like you know, the sweetness, like again, the things that make life exciting. Um, it's it's you experiencing that moment. It's you being in that moment and you actually like living it instead of like in the future, or you're in the future and thinking about how you had that in the past. This is it. Like you're like this is your life. This is the cool thing that you worked for, and like just allowing yourself to enjoy that sweetness.
Yeah. I think in my upbringing as well, like the religious, component of it, like we were not allowed to think good things about ourselves because that would be not being humble, and humility was important. So it's almost like it was a sin for you to think something good about yourself, like, oh, you're bragging, you think that. What do you think you are? So we had to be always humble, and just brush off whatever achievement. I felt that all my achievements growing up were just my obligation. I had to do that. It was not something that I was able to do. It was just like, oh, it's almost like you go to your parent and you show a report card and it's just straight A's, and you did nothing beyond your obligation. This is what I should do. Like, okay. So, with that, I think that it was a blind spot to me. This is so interesting because I had not realized that too. Now, this is eye opening.
Well, um, I'm also getting like the words forgive yourself, and I don't, it doesn't really not it doesn't resonate, but it doesn't fit. Maybe for you it like it makes sense, but those words came through like forgive yourself. But it makes sense in terms of the compassion, and makes sense in terms of like just loosen the grip of this like self-denial. I mean, if you think about it, that's sort of like what you were being taught, like self-denial, like not allowing, like you're saying, don't you be humble, or don't
Mm-hmm.
it's you're being egoistic if you celebrate like a big event, or you've surpassed some kind of challenge. But in reality what you're learning is self-denial, like I don't matter, I don't matter, I don't matter, I don't matter. So maybe the forgive yourself message is more like um allow yourself, allow what would happen if you actually let yourself um enjoy the things that you would. I mean, think about the times that you make all this content, right? You want people to enjoy your
Yeah.
content, to want to be in joy, right? Enjoy, but also enjoy your content, right? And then the piece that's missing in all of this is always, are you enjoying it? Like the heart piece is missing. Um, you know, and I think that can easily become a situation that you do deplete yourself completely
Mm-hmm.
because there's no heart. And it's not a self uh feeding system, you're giving your all,
Yeah,
and then that system is not feeding you. The system is not going back and feeding you. Um, but I mean, yeah,
wow.
I'm asking also self. I'm being told that like you do very much love yourself, but again, it's very much um a, like this abrupt like shutdown of the love for yourself. Like it's almost like you're thinking it's more important to love others, and
Mm,
that is how love of self will happen. Yeah.
I understand.
yeah, it's which is why at the beginning, I don't know if you see my face.
Yeah.
So it's like this whole movement of like gently moving your face over. And it's interesting because your guides will just never forcefully
Mhm.
say anything. They will never expect you to do one thing or another. They're so respectful of our free will. And so it's a very gentle, like move to like focus on the beauty and focus on the sweetness of life. And like that was like the gesture that came through, um like about focus and really become pinpoint focus on the beauty and the things that make you, Helga, come alive, like things that feed your heart. And that is a sure recipe for having that cycle become self-feeding and not going to deplete you as much.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just wonder why I cannot get any guidance. Like, I think that there is guidance, in the field and coming to me. I just cannot hear it, and it must be frustrating to them because I'm like, man, I just wanted to adopt a dog, but I'm living from paycheck to paycheck. I can't afford pet insurance. I can't afford the cost of having a pet. But I just wanted a dog. Can't I have one? There's like crickets. like, like I need things to get better, but I work 3 jobs. I don't know what else to do, so I get a little, what do I do? And then I get frustrated because I don't get any answers. It's like I can't, there's no way I can work any harder than I do. Like, I work 7 days a week. It's just, it's just very hard to, especially now, everything is so expensive to make ends meet and stuff. But this is very eye-opening. I think I understand things better now. So
Well, I got two more things really quick is also um there's a thing about being in a state. And so you just gave the example of the dog and being in the state of um like I'm being shown that right now, are you able to see me from your video?
yes, I do.
So I'm being shown that this is sort of like the gesture
Mhm.
in which you are um, sort of, like let's say the dog. You want the dog, right? So this is the gesture. So what I'm being shown is that there's a part in there for you to play that makes things go into motion. So the part for you to play is use it includes using your imagination. So you're imagining um what would it feel like to have a dog? And they're saying like it sounds really weird, but it's like not weird, but very cliche almost like there is a way. There is always a way. So there's a part in there for you to play. And it could be they're like volunteer at a dog place, or dog sit, or like there's a way that things work for you, but there has to be a like a relation with your guides in which you play a part. So I'm being shown this is not how it's going to happen. So it's more in a relation. So meaning that like there's either you're imagining or you're partly doing something that demonstrates belief in that this thing will happen for you. So there's a piece in there for you that sets an emotion. So that piece is and that's for you to meditate on and maybe journal on and but
Yeah.
with every new manifestation, your guides are more than like chomping at the bit to be of assistance.
Mhm.
But there is again, there's like what I'm being shown is that it needs to be this way, like where it's you're playing a part that demonstrate belief that it's coming, and then they come through instead of the emotion being this,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, because when you're doing this, you are not in your power.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You're just like a kid waiting for mom to give you bread or something. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a shift that needs to happen in the way of things coming. And you are much more powerful. You are immensely powerful. And so that this is not, they don't respond to it.
Yeah.
Because then they don't want to take away your power. That's not the like it's almost like a computer, and it won't work if you do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain, I guess, laws you might want to say, or certain ways of working with your guides, and they're not allowed to take away your power. Um,
It makes sense. It really does. I understand now.
um, Let me see if there's any other. Yeah, the imagination came in at the beginning too. Um, and then another phrase that came through that's important for you to know um, is trust you. Like, and again, a lot of these phrases, oftentimes when you hear them, they sound very cliche. But if you really think about trust you, what does that mean? What is trusting you? Trusting you is it's like intuition, judgment, right? So you come into a situation with potential friends or relationship or a job, and trust you to know, to sort of silence yourself enough to kind of assess, is this something that, will feed, will feel right for me or is aligned for me. So, and again, that goes against like this, what I was just saying, right? You're not like, oh, is this right? You are the authority in trusting you. You're the authority, and you have all the tools within you to know. So there's, again, the focus thing that came through at the beginning. That's a huge sort of umbrella for the whole reading, which is even with your guides or even with help from God or things like that, the focus is like, what are you giving, what's coming down for me? And that again dispossesses you from your own power. So you're in this position, and that is not how humans exist. Like, we are incredibly powerful. We just don't know it. But our guides know it. So they're not supposed to, act like gods and give us, candy or not candy. Like, we decide, what we're going to accept in our lives. So trust you, and you're the creator. And if you want something to shift, or you want something to feel different, or if you want to experience a certain experience of joy or abundance, um, it will start with you imagining it
Mm-hmm.
and feeling like, what would that feel like? And that is the growth. That is like a sprout, and it's coming through. And then the guides come through and they support. And that is how you communicate with your guides. They support, and you meet the right people. And maybe our reading today was one of that, you meet the right people, or you find the right book the that sort of speaks to you, that will take you to that next rung up the ladder. Um, yeah, but it's not just about, I think, and it's not just about being good and then these things will happen. Um, because that's us being kids. We're
Yeah,
not kids anymore, like you are deserving of these things. You have to trust and believe that you are deserving of them for them to come to you.
that makes so much sense. Yeah.
Um, so that concludes, unless you have another question. I know you were writing or
No, I was just writing like the main, the key takeaways from what, you shared. That's so that I remember, I put a few keywords here and it makes so much sense. It was such a blind spot for me. I'm like, oh, lots of insights. So thank you so
well,
much.
they're amazing. Or your guides are amazing, and they want you. I our guides are always there, and they're very excited when we're open to um, their guidance. And again, it's guidance, right? It's not them coming in and swooping and just making that
Uh,
decision for you.
I think
There are guides. Yeah.
that then should be the genie in the bottle. Is like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a definite shift in the way that we view them.
yeah,
Um,
definitely. So thank you so very much. I really needed that.
thank you. I have a closing prayer that I do, that sort of seals the reading, and I think it's a really good thing to do whenever we do any kind of oracle cards or spirit cards, to just thank the guidance that we get. So if we just hands in our heart, take a deep breath. We offer heartfelt thanks for the luminous connection between our conscious awareness and our higher selves, our spirit, and the loving divine forces of the universe. Thank you for speaking through the cards and illuminating our path. May the healing frequencies, insights, and truths activated here continue to unfold across time and space. May hidden layers rise to awareness and reveal themselves in divine timing. This sacred connection remains alive within Helga, and we seal this reading in gratitude and light. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going
Thank
to stop the recording.